Good morning, I am Darsha Ponnambalam and you are listening Athavan News. It's Monday 18th of April 2016. Let's have a look at the highlights of today's newspapers. The main highlight of today's Daily Mirror says, CC to decide on IGP today. The Constitutional Council will meet today to decide on the appointment of the 34th Inspector General of Police of Sri Lanka in consideration of three names proposed by President Maithripala Sirisena, it is learned. The President has sent three names to be considered in making the appointment in conformity with the provisions of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. They are senior DIGs SM Vikramasinghe, CD Vikramaradne and Pujitha Jayasundara. The CC has to decide on the appointment of one of them. It will meet at 3 p.m. in the Parliamentary Complex. Another highlight says, Ranil meets Mahanayake Theros in Kandy. Prime Minister Ranil Vikramasinghe yesterday met the Mahanayake Theros of Askiriya and Malwate chapters in Kandy, where he had brief discussion with the Venerable Theros. The highlight in the middle says, Laggala weapons brought to Colombo. The firearms that had been stolen from the Laggala police station on the Sinhala and Hindu New Year Day and found near a temple in the same area the next day have been brought to Colombo by the CID for further investigation. The highlight at the bottom says, Scottish woman stabs abuser with pen. A resort driver who had abducted two young Scottish women from Canty town and attempted to sexually abuse one of them at an abandoned house in Canton had to flee the place as the second woman had stabbed him with a pen. With that story, let's move to the highlights on Ceylon today. The main highlight says, Crucial IGP appointment before CC today. 3 nominees to be present at Parliament. The 3 Deputy Inspectors General of Police, whose names have been recommended for the post of Inspector General Police, have been informed to be present in Parliament today. The Constitutional Council, under the leadership of its chairman, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, is scheduled to meet at 3 p.m. Another highlight says, Concerning land issues in the North, Vigneswaran President in crucial talks today. Chief Minister of Northern Province C.V. Vigneswaran said that he has prepared to hold a discussion with the President today regarding land issues that exist in the Northern Province. Vigneswaran made this statement while participating in another discussion held in Jaffna. The highlight at the bottom says, Mahinda affirms he will join Joint Opposition May Day rally. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa said, even though he had not been invited to the May Day rally of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, he will participate at the May Day commemoration organized by the joint opposition at Killapana. Another highlight says, 1,546 drunken drivers caught in 8 days. During operations carried out from 10 April until yesterday by the police to crack down on drunken drivers, 1,546 intoxicated individuals had been arrested. From among the drunken drivers taken into custody from 6 a.m. day before yesterday to 6 a.m. yesterday, the police media unit said that the number of drivers under the influence of liquor who had been arrested amounted to 222. With that story, let's move to the highlights on Daily News. Bank heist, ball in Bangladesh court. Local authorities have taken a hands-off approach into investigating Sri Lanka's role in the Bangladeshi bank heist. The CID as well as the central bank have said that it was now Bangladesh's case to prosecute and not theirs. CID Director SSP BRSR Nagamulla said, We have given the Bangladeshis the information we have and now it is up to them to investigate. Meanwhile, Central Bank Governor Archana Magendran at a media briefing at the Central Bank on Tuesday said, the Bangladeshis are eventually the owners of the money. They have to pursue the case. An officer from the Bangladeshi investigate team said, the case was getting more complicated and we are here to understand the problem before we can move on to the solution. The highlight in the middle says, Ecuador quake kills at least 77. At least 77 people were killed when a powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Ecuador, destroying building and a bridge and sending terrified residents dashing from their homes. Authorities in the Latin American country said yesterday, Oh my God, it was the biggest and strongest earthquake I have felt in my whole life. It lasted a long time and I was feeling dizzy, said Maria Torres in the capital Quito, which was rocked by the late Saturday quake. Another highlight says, Both vehicles had same number plate. Two vehicles traveling on the Southern Expressway bearing the same number plate were taken into custody by Badakama police. The 44-year-old driver of the vehicle with the fake registered number is a resident of Kalania. The highlight at the bottom says, New Constitution. 10 subcommittees propose to deliberate on specific areas. The Public Representatives Committee on Constitutional Reform, chaired by Lal Vijayanayake, has proposed to set up 10 subcommittees consisting of MPs to deliberate on specific areas relating to the new constitution. Vijayanayake told the Daily News yesterday that the proposed 10 subcommittees were informed to the steering committee chaired by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. That's all for today's newspaper highlights, and join us tomorrow too. Thank you.